Hi, this is Chatterboxing. I'm Sean. Post-fight video for the Kubrat Pulev Hughie Fury fight from last night. Now, first of all, good win for Kubrat Pulev. Congratulations to him. I picked Hughie Fury to win the fight. I thought he was going to win on points. I thought he could possibly stop him late, but I thought he was going to, rise to the occasion. I thought he was going to step up to the plate and try and make a name for himself with this opportunity. He didn't do that, unfortunately. It was a poor performance from Hughie Fury, but credit to Pulev. Pulev fought well. He basically out-jabbed Hughie Fury, out-muscled him, out-fought him, and just kind of out-manned him, really. Hughie Fury started off quite well, first couple of rounds. They were like jamming with each other, and he was holding his own. I definitely gave him the first round. I don't remember. The second was when he got cut, I think. But yeah, the first couple of rounds he was good upper body movement, head movement. His feet, he wasn't moving around too much. That was probably part of his strategy, but he was positioning himself well with his feet. Do you know what I mean? He was looking good in there. Then obviously he got the cut, which was quite a nasty one at the end of the second round, because he literally sort of got that. The doctor trying to look at it, and it came out, and then boom, that's the end of the round. Then he came out for the third round, all guns blazing, which was good to see, and tried to put it on Pulev. But he couldn't really sustain that. And Pulev, credit to him, Pulev's experience, he can tie you up. He was doing a few too many headlocks for my liking, Pulev. But Fury was, sort of ducking under that jab too much, like coming in and just basically asking to be headlocked. So, yeah, and then from there, Pulev, bit by bit, just started to dominate the fight. Now, Hughie Fury looked tired from early. I don't know if the occasion got to him. I don't know if he'd overtrained, but he didn't look like himself to me. He didn't look like he normally is quick on his feet. He's got good upper body. He's got good defence. I mean, look at like Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was quick. He was throwing a lot of punches, but he could hardly land on Hughie Fury. Kubrat Pulev couldn't miss with that jab all night long. Now, for some reason, he just abandoned his upper body movement, his head movement. I don't know if it was fatigue, but then he didn't have his hands up. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to fight like that, which I like that style of fight, but you've got to be elusive. You can't just hands down, just stand there, boom, boom, just let jab me in the face all night long. Just looking for that one looping right hand over the top. I mean, he was so predictable, so slow. I mean, that right hand, I think he caught him once, I think, I don't know if it's like the 7th or 8th round, and he kind of followed up a little bit. Pulev did well to keep himself out of trouble, but he landed about 3 of them, and he was looking for it all night long. There were times he just sort of backed off to the corner, just there, literally come on, I'm going to hit you with the right hand. And Pulev, I mean, he's not stupid enough to fall for that. I mean, he just come in, landing that jab. It's a strong jab as well, Pulev. It's almost a power punch, and he was hitting there all night long. So Fury, it's just a very, very disappointing performance. I thought this is a great opportunity for him to make a name for himself. Obviously, the disappointment of the Joseph Parker fight and the damage that did to his reputation. Obviously, him being Tyson Fury's cousin, he's got that kind of name. People expect quite a lot from him, but he didn't really impress on that night. And then this night, I thought, you go over there, fight a big name opponent, a legitimate, respected opponent, and put on a performance there. I was sort of comparing it slightly to how Tyson Fury went to Germany, but he just flopped. He couldn't do anything. It was slow. His feet were slow. Poor defence. Didn't use a jab hardly ever. He was just literally looking for that one right hand. So very disappointing from Hughie Fury. Now, on the plus side, he's like everyone says, he's only young, 24, good experience. Obviously, going out to Bulgaria to fight against a big star out there, Kubrat Pulev. Now, it's obviously quite a hostile place to go. I know, the Furies, Peter Fury said he's got a lot of mates out there, but still, do you know what I mean? You're going there the clear B side. It's there's a lot of pressure on him. And he fought against a good quality opponent, so that's experience. I mean, he didn't disgrace himself. He showed a good chin as well, because he had no defence. He got hit with it in the last few rounds. He got hit with quite a few big right hands. Obviously, being exhausted from about halfway through the fight, that added to it. He got caught with a few, and he recovered from like that, and he's straight back in there. So credit to him for that. He showed a quite a lot of heart. He showed a lot of heart in a sense of a bit like Joseph Parker when he fought against Dylan White. He showed good heart to stay in there, to get up from that big left hook when someone was basically outworking, out-muscling you, out-manning you basically in there and just roughing you up. He showed enough heart to kind of hang on in there and still try and give it something. That's what Hughie Fury did. But he didn't show like that next level where he tried to dig deep and go for the win. He sort of showed enough that, yeah, I've got the heart to stay in there and like give a good account of myself, but not enough to really go all out. Pulev just wanted it more. I mean, I said in my prediction that I thought Hughie Fury was going to be hungrier. I thought he had more to make a name for himself. He had more to prove. He was younger. He was really, it's his moment. But no, Kubrat Pulev looked very hungry in there, and he really looked like he wanted it more. He was very determined. Fair play to him. Because everyone was saying that he's not going to get the decision in Bulgaria, Hughie Fury. So, on paper, you'd think that Hughie Pulev, for me, he was well up on the scorecards going into like the end, like the last few rounds. He wasn't coasted. He was the one putting on like really, making sure that he won that fight. So to me, this is probably his last roll of the dice, maybe, as to fight for a world title. So Pulev, he's going to be IBF mandatory. Now Joshua, I think, is a bad fight for him. I think Joshua. I don't see Pulev. I definitely don't see him going a distance. I don't see him going 6 rounds really with Joshua. I think his sort of style. He's not going to be that difficult for Joshua to hit. I think Joshua is just going to be too powerful for him, too strong, and he's not going to be able to basically force his will like he did on Hughie Fury. He was able to kind of, force his will on him. I don't see him doing that with Joshua at all. I see him getting stopped in that fight. He's the IBF manager challenger. He's been up there for a while, so he definitely deserves a shot. And he is a good. There aren't that many more credible people out there. But I do think Joshua is a tough ask for him. If he was manager for Deontay Wilder, I think that would be a lot more interesting. Like that, I'd give him much more chance in that fight. We've seen Joshua fight against quite a few good opponents. We've really only seen Wilder fight against one. And he was, very old. So Pulev's not young, but he's not as old as Ortiz. He definitely doesn't have as many miles on the clock. So I'd be quite interested to see that fight. I'd also be interested to see him against a lot of the top contenders, people like Ortiz, Povetkin, Dylan White, Joseph Parker, Jarrell Miller. Now, all of these, for me, are fights I'd be very interested to see Pulev in. He's right up there in that mix. I just think Anthony Joshua is going to be too much for him. But yeah, we'll see. I'd prefer to see that fight next. Obviously, I want to see him fight the winner. Anthony Joshua fight the winner of Wilder Fury in April, but it doesn't look like. I don't know. That's going to be Deontay Wilder doesn't sound like he wants to take that fight. Listening to him, Tyson Fury, obviously that remains to be seen. So if Dylan White is I prefer to see Pulev fight Joshua to Dylan White, not because I think that he's got more of a chance. It's just a new fight, isn't it? So I haven't seen. I'd rather see Dylan White fight Wilder rather than Joshua again. But yeah, Pulev, fair play to him. Great performance, and he's earned his shot. In terms of Hughie Fury, he's sort of fallen short there. He's fallen very short, really, on that world level. Now he's only 24. He looks a bit like. I think the main problem was the main two problems. First of all, he just didn't have any real. He couldn't adapt at all. He was predictable. He was just trying the same one trick over and over again, which is not going to work for someone like him. And he just seemed quite unfit, like strangely enough. Like normally he's quite fit. He just didn't seem to have that much energy in him. Now I don't know why that is, but I don't know. Maybe the nerves got to him. But he's, as of right now, not. I don't want to see him fight at that world level again. Right now, I'd rather see him try to work his way back up there. In terms of who we got, obviously he's not going to fight his cousin Tyson. Joshua. I said before that I thought I'd be interested to see Hughie Fury fight against Anthony Joshua stylistically. On that performance, I think he would have been taken out in about 4 rounds. So he's got to show me something now before I've got any interest in seeing him fight Anthony Joshua. Because at the moment, I'd give him no chance in that fight. Dylan White, I can't see a big Dylan White would just. Dylan White would have just too much determination, just too much will to win, just beat him up. Really, I don't see. He's a good boxer as well. I think Hughie Fury, on his best night, can possibly outbox Dylan White to a certain extent. I see Dylan White just being too hungry for him, just getting there, rough him up, beat him up. Basically, I don't see Hughie Fury having enough. I can't see him being able to outman Dylan White like that, and that's what I think would happen. Joe Joyce, same thing. I don't see him beating Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce would just be too strong, too powerful, and just put it on him. And I don't think Hughie Fury would be able to deal with that. Then you've got people like Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora would be an interesting test for him. He'd need to look for more than one right hand and like start throwing a jab and like having a bit of defence. But that would be that's an interesting fight. Like Derek Chisora obviously was he was in the studio with David Haye. They're like discussing that fight. That would be one that I'd be quite interested in seeing. You got the ones coming up: Gorman, Dubois. Yeah, I think at this stage you'd probably favour Hughie Fury. I mean, Nathan Gorman's his cousin, so probably wouldn't want to like fight a bit like Daniel Dubois. I mean, I'd edge him against Dubois at this stage, but I don't know, to be honest. I mean, Dubois is obviously a power puncher, good skill. He's quite a good engine on him. If he fought him last night, then who knows? Do you know what I mean? So Hughie Fury, pretty disappointing. I mean, he's going to have to build himself up from this. It's not the end of the world. I mean, he did fight against someone who was a good, solid, consensus, like top 10 heavyweight in his backyard. So it's not the end of the world, but he definitely needs to, put on a few good performances before people start taking him seriously at that level again. Kubrat Pulev, congratulations, fair play to him. He's still got it by the looks of it, and see what happens. So let me know what you lot think. Thank you very much for watching.